Hi, my name is James Shepard with give you the top 10 reasons not to sell credit card processing. Some of you are at a point where you've started into the industry and you want to figure out did I make the right decision? Is this the right business for me? And so today, very quickly, I'm going to take about maybe 9 or 10 minutes here and just simply give you the top 10 reasons not to sell credit card processing. And I think that within these reasons, you're going to see you're going to be able to make a good decision about whether or not you really need to go at this business with your full effort. Number 10, you should not sell credit card processing if you don't have time to. I cannot tell you how many potential recruits, agents that I've talked to over the last 4 or 5 years that I've been doing this that told me they really want to do this, they want to succeed, but they have a job where they work 9 to 5 and they want to sell in the evenings or something like that. The only time that you can sell this business is during daytime hours. So you need to be out in the field between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. 5 days a week. And I used to say that even if you just had a few hours during the day, you can make it work. But I've seen over and over and over again that really doesn't work. This is a business that does take a full-time effort because once you get out there in the field and you start selling, your customers are going to have, concerns. They're going to have issues that they're going to call you about. And what if they call you at 10 o'clock in the morning and you work from 9 to noon at another job? Well, they may not be happy with the fact that you can't answer your phone or that you got to come back later on. So, you really need to be able to go at this business full time, from the hours of 9 to 5. So, for instance, when I started out in the business and I was struggling, I needed some additional money. I got an evening job. And so I worked in the evening, but, 9 to 5 I reserved for my credit card processing business. So if you don't have the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, to work this business, don't sell credit card processing because that's really the only good prospecting time you're going to have. The number 9 reason not to sell credit card processing is if business owners make you nervous. Do you like talking to business owners? People who are, maybe there's people in your family that are wealthy, that have a business, that are very business minded. Does that make you nervous when you're around them, or do you really enjoy speaking with them? Keep in mind that the only people you're really going to be talking to, or you should be talking to with this business, is business owners. Now, a lot of people love talking to business owners. Some people don't. If you don't, you shouldn't be selling credit card processing because that's the only type of person that you're going to be speaking with. Number 8, if you don't like to talk about business. One thing that I encourage you to do is to become a small business expert, or even just generally speaking, a business expert. Constantly read business books, read small business marketing books, follow blogs that talk about marketing. I follow Duct Tape Marketing. It's a great, small business marketing course. So, look at all these different areas and become a small business expert so that you like talking about business. If you don't like talking about business, then you're not going to do well selling credit card processing because talking about business is what allows you to really build trust, with the small business owners in your community. Number 7, if you aren't self-motivated. Okay. Now, there are some credit card processing companies out there you can work for that will call you every morning, and they have active management role, and they call you at every single appointment to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do, and they kind of hold your hand all day long every day. If you want to sell credit card processing the way I'm talking about, which is building your own credit card processing business, it's imperative that you be self-motivated and that you be able to basically get up every day, get out there in the field and do the things that you need to do, okay? Number 6, if you can't handle a tough year. In credit card processing, your first year is usually going to be a little bit lean. Okay, you're not going to make quite as much money the first year as you do the years after that because it takes a little while to build up your residual compensation. And so one thing I encourage our agents to do is to actually look at this as a business, which is what it is. It's a business. Okay, you got to look at it that way. Look at it like a business. Don't look at it like a job that you're expecting to make a huge amount of money. A lot of agents say, "Well, I'm such a good sales agent. I get paid $70,000-$80,000 a year." That's great. And this business can pay you that much as well. But the first year, it's not going to pay you that much. Okay. Because it really takes a while to build up your client base. It's going to take 3 or 4 weeks just to get into the flow of the new sales techniques that you're using. So it does take a little while. So you got to be prepared for a little bit of a tough year, that first year. Number 5. if you don't like having a schedule. Now this is another big mistake. A lot of agents will come over and they'll say, I really want to quit my job because they're so stringent about the schedule. They're always giving me a schedule I have to keep, and I don't like that. Then you're going to fail in business, because in business, it's really like that times 10. Your day, you have a lot of different things you have to do. You have to go make sales. You got to prospect. Then you got to close deals. Then you have to install terminals. You have to do paperwork. You're going to do customer service calls. So if you don't have a schedule, if you're not somebody that says, I can set a schedule for myself and live by it, then you're going to have a very difficult time, and I would not advise that you sell credit card processing, because it's not going to work very well for you, okay? Now, we will help you with last week on the same exact show, I actually talked about exactly how to do your schedule. So, we tell you how to do that, but you have to be able to live by that schedule, otherwise it won't do you any good, okay? The number 4 reason not to sell credit card processing is if you don't like working a 60-hour week, okay? You're building a business. So you have to remember that. You're building a business, okay? If you went and opened a restaurant, all right, how many hours a week would you expect to work the first year when you open that restaurant? Probably 60, 70 hours a week, because you're building a business, okay? This business is no different, all right? Most agents that fail that I talk to work about 15 to 20 hours a week, and they expect to succeed. You're not going to succeed. I can just tell you right now, you're not going to succeed. If you work 40 hours a week, it's going to take you a while, but you can probably get over the hump, okay? If you work 60 hours a week, you have a very good chance of succeeding, and that's just true. It's not just credit card processing. That's true in business across the board. The average self-made millionaire in America today works between 60 to 70 hours a week. That's just, the way it is, okay? Number 3, you're not 100% honest. You're not 100% honest, okay? If you're not 100% honest with your clients, and you're a person who's really kind of shady and you just do what you have to do to make a buck, the problem is that in the small business community, that's going to come back to bite you very, very quickly and in a very bad way. The last thing that you want is to have a bunch of small business owners in your community mad at you. All right, trust me, that's not what you want. The small business owners in the community are the ones who are the movers and shakers. You don't want all of those people upset with you, okay? Need to be 100% honest, because the small business community is very tight. Most small business owners know other small business owners, so you can very quickly snowball into a big business with credit card processing, or you can very quickly snowball into a bad reputation where it's very difficult for you to sell credit card processing, okay? The number 2 reason not to sell credit card processing is if you don't care about residual. Now, we get a lot of agents that come in that are used to selling real estate, or they're used to selling cars, something like that, where all the money comes right up front. You make all the money right now. And that's fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just different. In credit card processing, you're going to make a little bit less money up front on your sales. So when you first start out in the business, you might not make $5,000 or $6,000 a month. You might make $2,000 or $3,000 a month. If you're working it, as hard as you can, you might only make $2,000 or $3,000 a month for a few months while you're building up the residual. The residual means that when you make a sale, every sale, you have the fees that you charge, and then you have your cost structure, and so it generates a profit. So you get some profitability from that. And again, depending on the team that you're with, you can get different profit splits and things, but you're going to get a profit split of the residual. Okay? So when you get that, that split, that's what credit card processing is all about. It's not about the upfront money. The upfront money is simply there to put food on the table, to pay the bills while you're building your residual. So if you're not somebody that gets that, and when I say that to you, you're kind of like, well, I just want to make a bunch of money up front. Okay, then credit card processing is not for you, because credit card processing is all about building this long-term residual income stream. It's not about the upfront money. It's about the long-term aspects of the business. Certainly you got to work hard, make money, feed your family, put food on the table, things like that, pay the bills, and for that you do need upfront money. And we do pay upfront money, but again, you're not going to make as much upfront because we're trying to help you grow that long-term residual. So rather than us taking all the long-term profits and paying you upfront, we pay you a little bit less upfront and we share those long-term profits with you. So if you're somebody that doesn't get that and you're like, I don't really like that, I just want to make $80,000 a year every single year, I don't want to take a down year, don't do credit card processing because you're not going to make that kind of money your first year. The number 1 reason not to sell credit card processing is if you don't like to sell. If you're somebody that doesn't like to sell, then you're not going to like selling credit card processing because that's what it is. And I know that sounds so obvious, but I get a lot of people that contact me that say, I'm an accountant and I'd like to start a credit card processing business. Okay, do you like to sell? No, not really. Okay, well, I used to do this, I used to do that. They don't like to sell. So there's your top 10 reasons why you should not sell credit card processing. My name is James Shepard. CCSalesPro has a lot to offer you. With our training courses, webinars, hundreds of videos, podcast episodes, and blog articles, we know exactly what you're looking for as a merchant services agent.